about to do something very exciting. So we're going to be split up into groups, and then we're going to talk about frog and the toad. Who remembers the story about the frog and the toad? Let's see, Mia, tell me a little bit about the frog and the toad.
The toad wanted a garden with a frog.
Okay, anyone else? Jaquan?
Toad saw frog and he said he wanted to
Need some help? Let's see. Who can we? Macy.
Frog was the first one to see the little plant growing.
Okay. And one more. Terry.
When he saw the garden, he wanted to ran home and plant seeds too.
Okay, good job. So we're going to break up into groups. And what we're going to do is we are going to talk about, compare and contrast frog. So a group will have these sheets, and what you're going to do is there's information in here about the frog or the toad. And you guys are going to read it as a group and decide which information is the same and which information is different. Now there'll be a group who have frog information, and there'll be a group that'll have toad information. And so once you've written everything that's important about the frog or the toad, we're going to come back together and we're going to talk about what we found that was the same about the frog and what we found was different about the frog. Okay? So group one is Della, Addison, Elias, and Macy. We'll have you come over here. You guys are going to talk about the frog. Then over here we have Jaquan, Isabella, Ezra, and Anastasia. Here. And you guys are going to talk about the toad. Then over here we have Alex, Heaven, and Kaden. You guys are going to talk about the frog.
Okay,
Group. Over here is Tarek, Sophia, and you. Here. Get your pencils. And then King and Peyton. King and Peyton. King here? Okay. Come on, Peyton. Okay. I'm going to have you here. I'll be working with you, okay? Go get your pencil.
Miss Lockhart?
Yes.
Miss Lockhart. Only one of us has a pencil.
That's okay.
Okay,
So
that
there will be one person in the group
Have a pencil.
that will write down your information on the frog or the toad. And then there'll be one person who can read the sentences to tell whether or not it's important information. And then at the end, there'll be someone to tell us what they found, okay? Okay, so you're gonna write your information here.
You forgot Aiden. He doesn't have a book.
Oh, Aiden. Aiden, you are in this group over here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read the story real quick as a reminder, okay? Frog was in his garden. Toad was walking by. What a fine garden you have, Frog, he said. Yes, said Frog, it is very nice, but it was hard work. I wish I had a garden, said Toad. Here are some flower seeds. Plant them in the garden, said Frog, and soon you will have a garden. How soon, said Toad. Quite soon, said Frog. Toad ran home. He planted the flower seeds. Now seeds, said Toad, start growing. Toad walked up and down a few times. The seeds did not start to grow. Toad put his head close to the ground and said loudly, now seeds, start growing. Toad looked at the ground again. The seeds did not start to grow. Toad put his head very close to the ground and shouted, now seeds, start growing. Frog came running up the path. What is all the noise? He said. My seeds will not grow, said Toad. You are shouting too much, said Frog. These poor seeds are afraid to grow. My seeds are afraid to grow, asked Toad. Of course, said Frog. Leave them alone for a few days. Let the sun shine on them. Let the rain fall on them. Soon your seeds will start to grow. That night, Toad looked out of his window. Drat, said Toad, my seeds have not started to grow. They must be afraid of the dark. Toad went out of his garden with some candles. I will read the seeds a story, said Toad. Then they will not be afraid. Toad read a long story to his seeds. All the next day, Toad sang songs to his seeds, and all the next day, Toad read poems to his seeds, and all the next day, Toad played music for his seeds. Toad looked at the ground. The seeds still did not start to grow. What shall I do? Cried Toad. These must be the most frightening seeds in the whole world. Then Toad felt very tired and he fell asleep. Toad, Toad, wake up, said Frog. Look at your garden. Toad looked at his garden. Little green plants were coming up out of the ground. At last, said Toad, my seeds have stopped being afraid to grow. And now you will have a nice garden too, said Frog. Yes, said Toad, but you were right, Frog. It was very hard work. So my question is this story make-believe or real? Macy?
Make-believe.
Make-believe. So the facts, so remember we talked about facts and opinion. And we talked about real and make-believe. So what you have in front of you are actual facts of either a frog or a toad. Let's see if I can. So some of the facts on here are, this is toad. Toads are amphibians. Toads are carnivores. Toads are found on every continent except Antarctica. Toads are called tadpoles when they first hatch. Toads are active at night. Toads have bumpy skin. Toads have dull-colored skin. Toads have sticky tongues. Toads have shorter legs than frogs. Toads can live up to 40 years. Toads can swallow their food whole. Some toads can be poisonous, and toads are nocturnal. So on your sheet here, you're going to put some of those facts. Okay? You guys have toad or frogs? Frogs. Frogs are cold-blooded. Frogs are amphibians. Frogs are able to sleep with their eyes open. Frogs are carnivores. Frogs are not able to give your warts. Frogs have bulging eyes. Frogs have smooth skin. Frogs have strong back legs. Frogs can breathe through their skin. Frogs can live in water and on land. Frogs can lay hundreds of eggs. Frogs can live in most habitats. and climates. Frogs can jump 20 times their body length, and frogs can be found in the deserts, rainforests, mountaintops, and caves. So you have a lot of information that you can write here in that section. Yes.
Last time when I went to go catch and fish with my still,
Mm-hmm.
we saw a lot of
Girl.
the things were our toes, but when they're small.
Okay.
Tackles.
You stop.
It
Yeah,
was like
tackle.
1 million.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Where in the
No,
lake?
it
or-
wasn't in the water. It was like there was like a hole of water, and then they just feed it.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you need someone to write,
Alright.
someone to gather the information to put down,
I'm gonna write.
and then at the end we'll have someone talk about it. Okay? All right. You guys have the frogs, right?
Yeah, we're just reading the story
Okay.
so we could get information again.
Okay, so here's all your information. This is going to tell you what the frogs are. This is going to tell you what they can do. And this one is going to tell you what they have. So this is their physical appearance.
Also, this one we have to read.
So on this sheet right here, you're going to write some of those things. Some of the things that you think are important. Okay?
Also, this one we have to read.
She can't be filmed. Okay, so here you guys have, what do you have? The toes.
Yeah. Yep.
So this is telling you what they can do. This is telling you what they have. You figured it out? Okay. So you're going to write all your information on this sheet right here.
All information. We don't know what we did.
And remember, we're just writing all the facts. These are the facts. The facts of what toads can do, what they are, what they have. So I'll give you a few minutes. So what are you finding? What are you finding? I know some of this. So remember, frogs have smooth skin. Remember the scholastic we talked about?
Oh, so that's it? That's our information.
Yeah. And then your information is already here. Look.
That's nice.
So let's see. Let's figure out. Frogs can lay hundreds of eggs. So you want to put here, lay hundreds of eggs. Right here. Lay hundreds of eggs. Habitats and climates. So you're going to write frogs can lay hundreds of eggs here. What else did you find?
And I find frogs can live in most
Habitats,
habitats and
climates.
climates.
Climate is like an area that you're in. So like, for instance, it may be a rainy climate. It may be a dry climate. So like deserts is a dry climate because it's dry. So it's about the area and the weather in that area. So what else did you find?
Frogs can jump 20 times
Their body length. So frogs can jump 20 times their body length. So let's say a frog is this big. They can jump the same amount.
I think it's like this.
Yep, okay.
Like this.
Right. So they can jump the same amount of space somewhere else. So let's say this square right here, this is how long I am. I can jump just as far in the same length. Right? You get it? Okay.
I get them high, like just like. I can get higher than
You can
that.
jump longer.
I can get.
What else did we find?
Frogs can be found.
Deserts and rainforest. Mountain tops.
And
Right. Caves.
caves.
So give this information to your writer. Tell her what she needs to write. Okay, what we got over here? Let me see. Toads have bumpy skin. Okay, you guys remember that from where?
The magazine.
The magazine. Good job, Anastasia. Right. What else did you find? Here, let them read some stuff. Here, Ezra and Jaquan, we need you to move up so you can participate. All right, so tell Isabella what you have found. Tell Isabella what you found. So what are frogs? Remember we talked about that too.
Huh?
Amphibians.
I'm picking the small one.
Amphibians. Toads are amphibians. They're carnivores. So give your information to Isabella.
Those are Indians. Toads are found on every. Who can swallow their food?
Okay. Good job. Okay, so toads can, tell her again. Toads can, you have a real interesting one. Toads can swallow their food whole. So toads can swallow. Let's see, can she see this? Toads can swallow their food whole. Ezra, give her some points on your paper too.
Toads have short legs.
Toads have short legs. Okay. Make sure you guys give her some information so she'll have something to score. Nice.
What do we do on this?
We're going to go over that as a group in just a few minutes. What else did you find? So what do you have so far?
We have toads that live up to here.
Okay.
We have toads that bumpy skin.
Where did we learn that they had a bumpy skin? We talked about this earlier.
We talked about it in the magazine.
In the magazine. Good job. Okay. What else did we find?
Those are carnivores.
Okay. What else? Let's see.
Those are the ones we put here.
Those are the ones you've chosen. Okay. Okay, good job. Good job. And then if you can think of any, listen everyone, if you can think of anything else that we talked about, when we talked about the toads and the frogs, you can write that down too. Because we did talk about frogs and toads before. So feel free to put any kind of information down.
Oh, where did my pencil go? What? supposed to read
Rainforest, mountaintop. Okay, good. Wow, that's interesting that they can be found in deserts, rainforests, mountaintops, and caves. I didn't know they could be found in caves.
I didn't know that.
Did you?
I didn't know they could be found in deserts. Well, I saw one.
In deserts?
I saw one.
You saw one in a cave?
I saw a toad before.
You saw a toad before? You sure it was a toad? How do you know it was a toad?
It was laying in the woods.
What toad? What made you think it was a toad?
Because it was sleeping in a hole.
What did it look like? What did the skin look like?
I didn't actually see it.
Oh, okay, you just
It was
saw.
dark. It was going in the hole.
Okay.
It was dark.
You must have seen just the hind legs.
I saw one in my front yard.
You did?
I saw it. It was in a hole. It was in a hole.
Mhm.
And then I saw it jump out. And it was a toad. Yeah, it was a toad and a frog. So both came out. I saw a baby turtle in my yard.
A baby turtle? In your backyard?
Yeah.
When?
In my front yard. Maybe
A few months ago? Okay. Did you capture it? Did you catch it? Just, oh, okay. So you have turtles? Just stepped on it. Heaven. You did?
I think it was a frog.
You think it was a frog? What made you think it was a frog?
I think it was a turtle.
You're not sure? Oh. All right, well, let's wrap it up. We got our information.
Wrap it up. Wrap it up. Please somebody give me their papers. That's fine.
Decide who's going to be your spokesperson.
It's almost done.
Your spokesperson is someone who talks and gives the information.
Okay, so
Decide amongst your group who's going to be your spokesperson.
I should be the
Okay.
Okay.
Let's gather our things and we're going to sit on the back carpet. Yep, gather your things. We're going to sit on the back carpet. All right, you guys. Let's get together with our group. Come sit on the carpet. Sorry.
Let's pick up rap. 2,000 guys. 2,000.
Tarek, Sophia,
Lifting up weight.
Elias. I need you with your group.
I
I'm
know
sorry.
Elliot.
I need you with your group.
Oh,
Stay with your group.
take for me.
You guys sit right here.
Here, guys. She said over here, not over here.
I'm right here next to my
That's
kid.
what told you.
Tarek, you guys sit over here.
Sit right there.
You're supposed to line up where your
Okay, so we in our groups, move over a little bit, Tarek. Can I bother you?
I
Right
think
here?
so.
You move over
He
here.
can't even
You move over here. You move over there.
300
I need
Well, there
your
were
attention.
millions.
Jaquan, Isabella, Ezra, Anastasia. Okay, so we have been talking about toads and frogs for the last couple of days. And we found out that frog and toad, the story that we read, we said it was make-believe, right? Right. But there are some things that toads and frogs do that are real, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want one person from the frog group to tell me something that the frogs do from your list. Who's in the frog group?
I'm in the front.
In the frog group, your frog group, frog group. Okay, so give me, Addison, give me one thing that you discovered that the frogs can do. And I'm gonna write it on your. Okay, we're not respecting our friends by talking when they're talking, because something she's saying may be very important. Okay, Addison. Frogs can lay hundreds. Ooh, that's a lot. Hundreds of eggs. Okay. Who else can give me something? Macy. Frogs have. Help your group, guys. Frogs have. Which one are you looking at? Frogs have. Let me help you. Where are you? Frogs have bulging eyes. Bulging eyes. Okay. Who else is in the frog group? Kevin.
Can be found in deserts, forests, rainforests, mountain tops, and
Deserts, mountain tops, and what was the other one? Rainforest and caves. Okay. All right. Let's see. Someone from the other group, from Daquan's group, Isabella. Oh, you guys are on toads. Okay, I need one more thing from frogs. We'll come back to toads. Give me something else from frogs. Alex, give me something else from frogs. What else do frogs do? What do frogs have? How about you tell me that? What do frogs have? They have wet skin. Frogs have wet skin. Okay, you think about it, I'm gonna. Tongue, okay. Addison.
Frogs have smooth skin.
Frogs have smooth skin. Okay, all right, let's shift. Let's go to the toads. Someone tell me some things toads have. Isabella.
Toads have bumpy skin.
Toads have bumpy skin. Tarek.
Toads
What can they do?
Toads can
Toads can live 40 years. Okay, Isabella, got something else for me from your group? Toads have bumpy skin. Toads can live up to 40 years. Toads, wow, can swallow their food whole. What was the rest of that? Can swallow, oh, that was it. Can swallow their food whole. Okay. Let's see. Now, someone else from the group, tell me something about the frog. Someone else from the group. Kaden.
Frogs can jump 20 times.
Can jump 20 times. Their body length. Good job, Kaden. Someone else other than your spokesperson. Della.
Frogs have strong back legs.
Strong back legs. All right. Someone else other than the spokesperson. Give me something about the toes. Elliot.
That toads are tadpoles when they're
Toads.
small.
Toads are tadpoles. Okay, so now we have the different things that frogs and toads can do. Tell me something that they're alike in. Something that they have or do that is the same. Let's see. Elliot.
They eat bugs.
They eat bugs. Do toads and frogs eat bugs? Look at your information. Remember we talked about resources. Look at your information. Do toads and frogs both eat bugs? I can write it if you guys agree. Thumbs up if you agree. Or maybe it's something that you've heard from other information we've read. You think? Yes, thumbs up. I see 3 thumbs up. 4, 5. So frogs and toads eat bugs. What else are they alike? How else are frog and toad alike? Addison. They live in water.
In the lakes.
In the lake. Okay. Is that true? Thumbs up. Terry, you had a question? Or you had a comment?
Both frogs and toads spend most of their lives in water.
So you agree with Addison? So both spend their time in the water. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Anybody else? Anastasia. Toads and frogs. Okay. What do they both do? What do frogs and toads have in common? Maybe from the information we've gathered before, maybe they both have sticky tongues. Okay, that's a good observation. They both have sticky tongues. Addison?
They're both frogs.
They're both frogs, okay. I'm gonna give you a hint. what is the word? Now look at your paper that says